Hey everybody, I'm back. Sorry for the late upload, basically. I did not know how long this was going to take. Usually drawings like these usually take me about a full day. But as the universe would have it, this took me a solid 3 days because of my schedule. So originally when I sketched this, it was right around the time when the coming soon teasers were coming out, and I was like, "Oh, it'll be fun to draw all 3 of them since I now know what OG FIZZAROLLIE looks like." But I had some cosplay problems, so I put it on the back burner. And then the episode dropped, and then I had to do the reaction video, and then I started to work on it a little bit since I had already had the fan kid halfway finished in editing, and then I get told, "Oh yeah, we're going out of town for the weekend. Pack all your stuff up." And I'm like, "Oh, frack." So I managed to work on it a little bit in the car. That was a fun experience. And then when I was there, I got hung up with family members and, chit-chatting and being nice. And I'm like, I don't think I'm going to get this done. But I got the fan kit done on time, so there's that. Then I thought I had enough time to work on a semi-personal project, but that semi-project did make somebody's day, which I'm super happy about. If you guys haven't seen it or haven't heard, Deep Cut over at Cartoon Universe really loved the imp design that I created for him and did in fact put it in his video, which was probably the most amazing thing in the entire world. This was just in my head that, it would be really cool to see him as an imp talking about Has-Been and Hell of a Boss stuff, because every time I watch some of his videos, it really takes me out when I'm watching, all these clips from Hell of a Boss, and then we go back to his regular avatar, and I'm like, your avatar needs to be an imp. Finally, I couldn't take it anymore, so I just drew him one, and it was really nice of him to put it in his videos, and I really enjoy the conversation we had when I first showed it to him. Very nice man, by the way. I was really surprised by that, because you never know how someone really is, but he was extremely nice, and I'm happy I made his day. So, it was super fun to see, and my whole family was super proud, and I was happy, even though I had taken a pause on this, I was still happy with what I did. But yeah, after I got home, I finally got to work on this, and I was doing really well. I was breezing past a lot of it. And then finally, my roommate comes in and she goes, "We're having guests over tomorrow, right?" And I'm like, "What? No!" And she goes, "Yeah, it's Wednesday. Did you forget our Wednesday lunch?" And I'm like, "Oh, crud." Okay. So, yeah, we had friends over. I did my best to work on this during the visit, but yeah, that didn't go the way I planned. And finally, when they did leave, I got relatively far, but not far enough for me to be like, I'm gonna be done. And then Thursday, I managed to finish it, but then I stopped recording because I was just in the zone. And I really wish I had shown you guys how I lighted this whole thing, because I always forget to show you guys how I do that. But it's the most boring and, tedious task ever when I'm lighting stuff, because I'm doing a ton of nitpicky work where I'm staring at stuff trying to color correct, and it's not as fun as you guys think it is, because yeah, when you look at the photo you're like, "Oh, that's gorgeous," but when you're actually watching somebody lighting or editing, you're like, "All right, this is taking a while, but okay." And I did make a couple mistakes here and there with my lighting. I forgot to erase a few things, but it was really late, and I really just wanted to get it looking correct. That's all I wanted. I really didn't care anymore at the point. And then I really thought I was gonna have it done today, which is Friday, but yeah, that wasn't gonna happen. I kind of took a break that turned into a much longer break than I realized. But I mean, I created a new succubus you guys are gonna see later, because I feel like she's worth checking out. Yeah, this whole thing was a fun nightmare is what I'm gonna call it. I don't have much else to say for this whole drawing in general. Mostly drawing the 2 robots was hard, because the original pose that I had for FIZZAROLLIE was a little different, and I kept trying to change it and make it something a bit cuter, but it just wasn't working, so I decided that I would just have both robots doing the exact same pose, but change it up a little bit since they're since in my mind, I imagine that the female robot is a little bit less scary in terms of design, but is also just like much more friendlier with kids. I don't know. I've I made her way cuter and fluffier than than she probably should be, but I always feel like female clowns are way cuter than guy clowns. Like for me, her personality is kind of like the clown from Big Comfy Couch. Like if you guys remember that, so cute. I thought that was probably the only clown person that didn't give me nightmares or terrified me to my core. Was this like adorably? I mean, it's an adult woman, but still, she's she was always super fun and super cute, and I absolutely adored the puppets, which probably springed my love for the Muppets. But as for Fizzarolli, the real Fizzarolli, pose, I already had the legs and the tail sketched out. It was the his face and his upper body, and I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do. It wasn't until that really cute like scene where everything is zoomed out and where everyone looks like little dolls or whatever, and he does the little heart with his hands. It was so cute, and I was like, you know what? I really like that pose. I'm gonna do that pose for his upper half, which really works for him. And I've loved this like fun mashup of leg pose and heart pose that I've done. But yeah, I don't have much else to say. I do have a few questions that I've kept in the back burner just in case. Uh, okay. So this question says, what do you think is the key to character design? Now, for me personally, the key to character design will always be color because that is what distinguishes your character. If you guys have never heard of the Minecraft skin effect, it's usually how you make sure that each character is color corrected to themselves. Where, like, if you have a character that's blonde and then you have another character that's like blonde brown and then they're both wearing very dark colored clothes, if you put them on the Minecraft skin, they'll almost look identical to each other, and that's where you want to like keep the separation. Where you have two characters that have a distinct color style, like Happy for one has a lot of color, but if I were to simplify her in the Minecraft skin, she would mostly just be purples, blues, blacks, and occasional pinks. Uh, Next question. Did you always want to be an artist? No, not really. Like, I enjoyed drawing. From what I've been told over the years, I had a talent for it, but in reality, I really wanted to. It seems stupid and cliche, but I really wanted to be a pop singer. I wanted to be like a superstar. I wanted to be on TV. I wanted to sing. I wanted I wanted to be famous, basically. But, the older I've gotten, the more I'm like, yeah, no, the stardom life isn't for me. Plus, my family doesn't have enough money to do that kind of stuff for training or, it was just one of those dreams where you're like, if I had the means to do it, I would do it. But we don't have the means for it. So, art is the next best option. Next question. I know you probably won't do a tutorial, but I want to know which program you use for your art and how you do the line art. This is just for the future since I want to do digital art. Okay. I have in my description what programs I use, but for anyone who is still curious, I use Adobe Animate, which used to be known as Flash. But yeah, I've been using Animate since I was in high school. I've pretty much figured out how to use this thing. It's the same program that is used to make My Little Pony and a lot of Hasbro animations. So it's the only reason I use it is because I have a hard time holding pens and pencils. I draw extremely hard. Like my sketch lines are really thick and it's hard to do that on like a screen. I have a heavy hand, I guess, but yeah. So the only reason that I use Animate is because you have to use vectors to create such sharp lines and stuff. So that helps me with like my heavy hand. It doesn't make me draw as hard. Plus, I get like much smoother shapes. I don't have like that weird crinkling line if you were to use other programs. But I may do a tutorial one day on how I use Animate for stuff. Like, there are a lot of fun little neat tricks that I've learned over the years that I've noticed other animators don't use. Because if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure Jaden Animation also uses Adobe Animate. I think she said so in her last video. But she does some stuff where I'm like, I don't know how to do that. I only know how to do this. So if I ever get to meet her, I want her to show me how. Next question. Which character designs are your favorite in Has Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss? Okay, my favorite Has Been Hotel character, or favorite design from Has Been Hotel, would probably have to be Angel Dust. He's got a really unique design, and it's very simple, but also very, like, detailed, which I enjoy. And Hell of a Boss, that's kind of hard. Probably Stolas is my favorite design, mostly because, like, he's the only one with, like, a really interesting body style and, outfit design. Everybody else is kind of simplified. Like, even Octavia is kind of simple looking. I don't really care for Stella's design, mostly because I find her outfit to be kind of weird looking, but, next question. What fandoms are you in? What programs do you use? Are you in some way part of the LGBTQ community? And you are my absolute favorite artist, and your redesigns are my inspiration. That's so sweet. Right now I'm currently in the Owl House fandom. I'm also in, like, the Resident Evil fandom. uh I'm in a few fandoms. Mostly I just walk in, look at everything, and leave. I don't overstay my welcome. uh and are you okay? Yes, I am part of the LGBTQ community. I am the A, which is not ally. It is asexual. I am in the asexual community. I am asexual, and I am pretty much 50-50 and aromantic. I do enjoy occasional romantic things. Just I have to be very specific about what I like. Otherwise, some random guy is gonna come serenade me, and I'm gonna scream and run away. What is your favorite moment in the Has Been Hotel pilot? I think my favorite moment is where Alistair and Angel Dust actually talk to each other, and the fact that the moment where they first interact is a joke is just hilarious to me, and works so well with their dynamic, because I imagine that's just how it's gonna be the further we get into the story. That's all the questions I have for now. I hope you really enjoyed me just rambling, because it's just been a crazy week and a half. And I'm finally excited for it to calm down, and I can get back into doing what I had planned, and you guys can get what you want. Because for me, it's just weird to be working on something and not be finished with it. But anyway, I hope you guys really enjoyed the video. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!